Welcome, everyone, to the RSL, that is the Rivals StarCraft 2 League. Tonight, I am joined by the lovely Torkk. I'm DrennoC, and how you doing, Torkk?
I'm doing good. Ready for this cast. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
Should prove to be very fun. Right now, we're in the round of 16 in Group A. Interesting thing about that is the top two of this group, after tonight, will move on to the round of 8, and that means they are in the money. If you're in the round of 8, you do get a nice $25, but still, we'll have a lovely group coming up tonight. That is 4 players duking it out for the top 2 spots in Group A. Who do we have, Torkk?
All right, so we have Believe, who is a Protoss player from Canada representing Exile 5. We have Vaisravana, who is a Zerg from Japan. We have ByRada Zerg from Venezuela, and Picasso, a Protoss from the lovely place of Korea.
Ooh, nice. That Protoss is from the lovely place of Korea. And every time I was reading that as I was writing it down, I kept thinking his name is Picture. And I was like, what is it with the nouns? Like what? Like life? You guys
It's what
understand
makes
if
you
you're
a
into
good player.
StarCraft. Yeah, I was
Better if
like,
it's one syllable, but Maru is like an exception.
Picture. Yeah, Maru. I guess Maru's the one exception, but actually, I just realized now is Picasso because I didn't cast him in the round of 32. We had some other lovely casters, but yes, tonight will be round of 16, Group A, duking it out for that round of 8 spot. By the way, guys, before we get into the first couple games here, if you want to support the rival StarCraft 2 League, by all means, please follow below or head over to RSLSC2, or sorry, at RSLSC2 on Twitter. Find all the information and even follow Senor Torkk over here. I think it's just Torkk if you want
Torkk
to.
SC, yeah.
Torkk SC. Even though we don't know his casting skill yet, but I really believe in him. I feel like he's gonna do phenomenally. So we gotta believe
Thank you.
everyone, right?
Thank you. Yes, we gotta believe, like the player.
I was hoping you'd
Uh,
get that. Oh, I was hoping you'd
uh,
get it.
oh my God.
As Torkk mentioned a little bit earlier, though, this is a group of 4. We have Believe, Vaisravana, ByRada, and Picasso. That means 2 Protosses and 2 Zergs. The only, I think there was like 4 or maybe 5 Terrans that signed up in all, and only 2 of them got through. And they are in one group that is Group D, I think, that will be casted a lot later. But we do have 2 Protosses and a Zerg, and I know Torkk is a lovely Protoss player, and I've kind of played my Zerg plate. I've given tribute to each of the races through my StarCraft career, so I got some stuff behind me. But we do have the great Protoss player Torkk, so he should give us some decently high level analysis. Be like, oh yeah, that gas. That's what I do. As Torkk was mentioning earlier, we don't do TVT well, and I'm like, well, he's getting a tank. Tanks do damage. Yes, yes, no.
I'm pretty sure I often see tanks in TVT, so I think this is the correct call.
Yes, I agree. I think he's doing that. He's got a tech lab on us. He's got a tech lab on a factory. Oh yeah, just making widow mines one at a time. Just extra hope behind those widow mines. But as I said, guys, that will be a group of 4, and hopefully we'll get those games soon. I think the first one is going to be Believe versus ByRada. Yes, it will be. Oh no, sorry, Believe versus Picasso. That'll be a
PvP.
PvP, and Torkk, he likes his PvP. He's got it all down. Don't know what
Best
maps that'll
matchup.
be, but any thoughts on your best matchup then at the moment? How it's kind of evolving while players are going to Legacy of the Void, then some people are like, HOTS is good still.
In HOTS, it used to be really coin flippy. It's getting less so because everyone and their mother opens Blink or Oracle into Blink. It's very rare that you're going to see DTs and stuff like that. Sometimes people will commit to Stargate, but it's usually like a very Blink thing. So it's a lot nicer now because you're not really too afraid of anything, especially with a Blink into Robo build. You're pretty safe versus everything. So it's a lot nicer matchup than it used to be at like Wings of Liberty, which was 4 Gate Hell, and then Heart of the Swarm, which was just a bunch of random builds. It was like proxy gates, 4 gates, DTs, oracles, especially Oracle. But I love the matchup, especially now that it's more standardized. Though we can see some delicious cheese, which I'm actually a little bit excited for.
I am also excited for that. And as you're mentioning, kind of the lack of DTs, funnily enough, in the rival StarCraft 2 league, we had one Protoss that just did DTs every game, and the other guy and the other player a couple times like he wouldn't throw spores. Like, why do you not get DTs? Or sorry, why do you not get spores? Like he's gone DTs every game, and you're like, nah, he doesn't have the guts again. Like he's doing a proxy DT build. Like, what are you doing here? But
We've all
definitely,
done that though. They're like, he won't make another DT. He won't make
nah.
a third Oracle. That's just bad. And then you have 16 less probes.
What's scary is at least this is Heart of the Swarm tonight, guys. But in Legacy of the Void, I played a guy and he went up to 6 oracles, and I was like, do I actually move out of my base? Like I'm worried now that he moves in, and if I like even if I react instantly, even with photon overcharges, the oracles still kill like probably all my mineral line. Like I don't think it matters if he photon overcharges or not, or sorry, if I photon overcharge. Either way, everything dies in the mineral line.
The new photon overcharge made oracles a lot less dumb in PvP, I can tell you that. As long as you have like three in a position, you get all three and you get like one kill, and you're like, that was just 75 energy. That would have been 100 and no kill in Heart of the Swarm. So, and actually, that's another thing that made Legacy of the Void a lot better with that. It's even less random than Heart of the Swarm. For now. People will find out. People figure out how to make it cheap and weird again.
We'll definitely have to see as not Heart of the Storm, Legacy of the Void kind of evolves in the future. I know next season of the rival StarCraft 2 League will be that Lot V, but for now, we will be playing Heart of the Swarm. Game 1 of this PvP series between Exile 5's Believe and Picasso will be on Coda. Any thoughts on Coda for that PvP?
I like it because it's a two-player map, and four-player maps in PvP is where it gets a little bit coin flippy if you get the third scout. So on the two-player map, you at least get a guaranteed scout. A lot of the times, a lot of Protoss players don't even like probe scout nowadays on two-player maps. They'll just like see if there's a proxy 2 gate and then Mama Course scout. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone probe scouted, but I also wouldn't be surprised if no one did it. I think this map, we might see Blink, but I'm not entirely sure if we will.
It's all very variable, yet we'll have to see. Coda, we should be loading in here relatively soon, and I've seen Believe play before. Not so much Picasso, though. Should have studied up on his round of 32 VODs. He was in group, I think the very last group, and I can't do math, neither can I do the alphabet, so he was in the very last group, whatever that was. Group H, thank you. That's not actually the last group, I don't think then. I don't know, Hawkeye. I can't do the math. But would you take us in, Torkk, for the player in the bottom right?
All right, in the bottom right corner, we have the Canadian Protoss representing Team Exile 5, a new pickup. His name is Believe.
Some people definitely a little skeptical, but he should show us something here today. And his opponent in the top left-hand corner, it is the red Protoss player from Korea. It is Picasso. I kind of wish his name was Picture, though, because when I was writing it, just in my head, I was like, PIC, it's got to be Picture. He's got to be like a word to noun. I would be really scared.
Maybe I need to rebrand. I think I have to rebrand.
Yeah, you're not Torkk. You're not Torkk. You're just Picture.
I'm not a horrible misspelling of a. I'm not a horrible misspelling of some science concept. I am Picture.
Or Piktauree.
I should do that.
Picatur. I don't know, man. There's too many things that could go down. Here we are, though, on Coda, and you're saying, not really sure about how it'll end up. There's a lot of variable play on this map, and it is one of the much more standard out of the map pool. People are like, okay, we're fine with this, not really anything else, but we're fine with Coda. So I like it as a game 1 and a best of 3, and on the other hand, it is a little bit dicey starting off as game 1. You may want it as the third game just to be, okay, cool. If it gets 1-1, we can be a little bit safer. Yet on the other hand, why not start off with a nice build on this map? Any thoughts?
And Picasso did start off with a nice build. I believe that was a 10 gate he put down with gas. So this is one gas. So I have a feeling he's about to do a 10 gate, 3 gate, like old, or 4 gate if he really felt like it, but it's probably going to be a 3 gate, like kind of old school style. This is a build I sometimes see. It's not as common now because it's kind of a little bit textbook on how to defend it now. It depends if as soon as Believe goes in there and sees that his cyber core is a lot later, he will kind of know what's happening. It just depends if his micro is good enough. I actually didn't really expect to see this coming, but yeah, we just got to confirm it's going to be a 3-gate because he is chrono boosting that warp gate away instead of getting a second gas and waiting for an oracle. So it's all on how Believe reacts to this, and if he can deny getting a pylon in his main, because that is almost GG.
It definitely is, and as you mentioned, the chrono boost on the cybernetics core, so even if for some reason he doesn't realize that his cyber is a lot later, you do see that chrono boost, you know your opponent's aggressive, and especially when the first Stalker meets you. But back at home for Believe, the Mothership core is already out on the way, so is a Stalker, and I'd kind of say, you know, maybe if he can get out a Sentry for some force fields, but also on the other hand, really, he just needs to get to the production up. He is up by just a couple workers here. Not too much, but in a PvP matchup, that can't really swing things your way, especially when you have double gas.
Now, the problem for Believe right now is that Stalker from Picasso did just pick off his probe. So Believe actually has no idea what's happening. The Stalker is going to try to prevent Believe from moving out a bit and try to keep Believe in his base. One of the intentions of moving this Stalker out is to try to deny Mothership Core Scout and also scare their Stalker back. So Picasso is trying to get map control to hide these pylons he's building in Believe's natural. So Believe doesn't really know what's coming. That could end up being really bad. Believe is going Twilight. He can still hold off of this, but I'm going to be a little bit doubtful because he's now only maybe noticing that what's happening. And that Mothership Core needs to get back into the main because he needs that photon overcharge.
Picasso does take out that first Stalker and the Mothership Core, which will give him a little bit of a snowball here. 4 Stalkers to relatively nothing, and Believe is saying, you know what, can't do the blink. You're gonna try to go DT, but doesn't matter. GG. Picasso denying that early scout. Pretty much just takes the game right there.